Hi, John. It's Arlie. Just want to make a quick tutorial on helping you so that you can upload and add documents to the site if you want to, however you want to do things. Okay. So here's the email I just received from you about this update for the internet, high-speed internet. And so what I'll do is, this is my procedure. You've already got the document. I don't have it yet, so to speak. I would click the download arrow, and I would come over here and, search for the file. I've got you under, let's see, Fripp Island. And then I would go, I've got a file for the Hargrave proposal, so I'd put that in there. And then I've got different files, obviously, for different stuff with regard to Hargrave. But in this case, this is the Q&A. Now, I've already downloaded it, as you can see right here. And also, I've got the same file here. It's just got a different setup on the characters. Now, I'm going to cancel this. And then I'll just go to the file. Okay. Now, what I do in order to prepare a PDF or any kind of a document that I'm going to put online, or anything for that matter, that there's going to be, the file name is going to be part of the URL or the web address. What I'll do is I'll prepare it. So I'll do things like, I'll get rid of the Q&A. I'll get rid of the ampersand, and I'll make sure there's no space between any of the words or any character, so that there's just a solid string of characters, .pdf or .doc, XLS for Excel, whatever, okay? I just make sure I don't have any gaps between anything. The ampersand and the question mark, those symbols, that's part of a function, almost like a setup for a preset in the URL. And so they use ampersand, they'll use question mark, things like that, almost like a slash. It's just something they use for setting up a preset for it to go to a specific section of a page or whatever. But we're not going to, that's just getting out in the weeds. We're not going to get complicated. All I do is, again, I prepare it. I get rid of the ampersand. I just make sure there's no crazy, no pound symbols, any of that kind of stuff. And then I'll just put a dash between each of the words, and I'll make sure there's no space, no gaps. Enough said. All right. So then what you do is you go to the back end of the admin on the FrippIslandLiving.com website, and right here on the left-hand side, you see where it says media. That's where all the library is, all the images, and, if they're video or whatever, all your media goes under this section. So you'd mouse over that and go to the library, or you can just click Add New, okay? And in this case, you're going to click Add New, but I'll just show you this real quick. This is just the library. These are all the documents and images and things like that that have been uploaded, okay? But then, of course, you can go Add New here as well. But what I'll do is I will, let's start from scratch. So I'll go back to the dashboard, just so you can go straight to Add New, okay? And this is what's going to open up as a page where you can either drop files here, or you can go through the Windows Explorer and find it. For me, it's easier to just drop the file. In this case, this is one I've got prepared for it. I'll go ahead and just drag it over and drop it. Okay, and now it's ready to go. So then I go into the media section. And this very first one is that document. Now you see I've already done this because I've already got the page up and ready to go, but I wanted to just show you how to upload a document or an image or something along those lines. But just take note, there are no spaces between words, okay, or numbers or anything. These are dash or whatever, underscores you can use, dashes you can use, or hyphens. So anyway, next thing you want to do is you want to click on the item itself, and in this case, I'm going to use the one I've already got. Just click it once. It's not going to open up the document so you can see it. If it was an image, you'd see it. But what's important is to get this right here. This called this URL. And you want to slowly drag it over until you highlight the whole URL. Right-click it and copy it. Okay? Because you're going to need this. Close this. Then you need to go to the page that you're working on. So where would that be? Well, obviously that would be under Pages. So we're not adding a new page. We're just going to go into pages and update a page. Click all pages. Now, if the page has already been made, then there's a title to the page. And what you want to do is, instead of trying to go through 152, one of 8 pages to find through all 152 different pages, what you want to do is just go up to this search window right here. And in this case, I know it was titled with the word internet somewhere in that title. So that's what I'll use is that keyword, hit search. And these pages have internet on them, but this is the page I'm looking for. So what you want to do, don't worry about quick edit. Don't worry about trash. Now you can use the view to see the page. And, what I'll do is I can right click it and go open it under a new tab so that I can keep this window open so it opens up on a separate tab. This way, if I want to see it, there it is. Okay. Now this I've already added. See, you already added the thing, but I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so let's go into click on the title itself. It's going to open up that page's back end. And we're using the site origin editor. Okay. And it has boxes. I know this is in the top section. So we're going to edit. And these are the changes that I made right here. Okay. So I just typed that in. But one of the things I want to show you is for setting up the page with larger text, or larger fonts or whatever. How would you do that? Well, right here, you notice it just looks plain and normal. If I click on it, you see right here, it says paragraph. Now, if I click on this one, this bold and larger, it's called heading 3. So it's got different heading styles. Okay. There's paragraph. Heading 1, make it huge. Heading 2 is a little bit smaller. You can see. Okay. So what you do is if I wanted to make this heading 1, okay. If I click on this, first I highlight the text, then click on heading 1. You see how much bigger it is now. Okay. So that's too big, so I want to try something different. I'll come over to heading 3. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. And then what I did was I typed in the text. So I just clicked the down arrow. You see it went back to paragraph. I typed in the text, click here. Blah, 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 click here from March, yada, yada. I'm just going to use this right now. Okay. Now, how do I make this a link? Remember, we went to that URL on in the media section, and we copied it, that whole web address, to the document itself. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll come over here. We'll highlight this text. Come up to the top of this is what's called a WYSIWYG editor, by the way. What you see is what you get. And I click on this insert media link. Click that. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to open, but I don't want it to open and replace the original page I was on. I wanted to open up on a separate window. So click the gearbox. Now, remember, I copied and highlighted and copied, right-click and copied that URL, so it should still be in my cache. Right-click, paste, and there it is, okay? The whole URL to that specific document, okay? Now I'll show you something. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. I'll go into another tab, and if I just click this, it's just going to open up. You're going to see it open up that document, okay? That's that URL. That's the one I copied inside the media folder. Now, one thing is telling you, okay, what link text do you want it to say? Because I've got click here highlighted. So what you do is, you want it to open in a new tab? Yes, you do, because you don't want it to replace the page you're already on, because they may want to come back and look at this other stuff whenever they close this window, okay? And basically, in essence, what it means is, I'll do this right here. When someone clicks this link, it's going to open up another tab, and this is exactly what they'll see, just like this. But when they close the tab, they're back to this page. That's what this means. So open in a new tab, yes. Now add the link, yes. Okay. Now you'll see that it looks a little different, okay, because it's underlined it, whatever. Basically, it's created the hyperlink. Now, if you want to leave it regular text, you can, but if you want to make it bold, you don't have to go up here and do it this way. You can also go here and click bold, Okay. And then you're done. So when you're done, just click done. All right. Then you need to update the changes that you just made. And you can preview the change here. So if I click on this, it's going to open up a separate window. It's going to open up that page. And there's the link that we just created. Okay. And if I click it, it should open up on another tab. And there it is. Okay. All right. Now, if I close this page, I'm still back to the back end. Okay. So if I'm happy with what I've got, I'll click the update button. And we'll let it finish updating. Okay. Right. Now, it says, okay, it's up there if you want to view the page. The page has been updated. Would you like to view it? Yes. Now, you can left click it. It's just going to open up the same window. If I right click it, it'll open it up in another tab. But in this case, I'll just left click it. And there's the page. Okay. And there's the change we just made. Now to test it, I click this. It should open in a different tab. And yes, it does. Okay. So that's how you create a hyperlink, and that's how you also set it up so that when someone clicks the link, it opens up whatever it is they want to see on a separate tab. But when they're finished with it, they close this, they're right back to the page they were on. Now, how do you get back to get rid of this now, since I've already got that here? Well, all you have to do, if you look at the top right here, just take your time and take a look at things, because a lot of this is pretty much self-explanatory. And in this case, we're not going to use a live editor. We're just going to click edit page, this page, edit the page. What it's going to do is going to take us right back to where we were. And we know we were in this box right here. Okay. And if you mouse over it, see where you can edit it, you can duplicate it, or you can delete it. Okay. Let's click on edit. Now this is, you get two views. There's the WYSIWYG view. That's my view. That's what I use because I write code. Okay. So that is this. Okay. With the, hyperlinks and the cascading style sheet stuff, blah, blah, blah. Basically to make things look differently. That's what's done. Okay. But that's not what you need to be concerning yourself with. You need to use that tab, visual. And now what I want to do is we're getting rid of this because I've already got it done. So all I have to do is click next to it, backspace, 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 till I get it to back look where it, was originally. Then I'll click done, and then I can either preview it or update, but I know I don't need to preview it. So I'll just go ahead and click update. And again, it shows you the page is updated, view page now. Remember the last time I left clicked it and it just replaced this page here. In this case, or here, same thing. I will right click it, open in a new tab. Okay. Now I'll look at it. Because if there's something I don't like and I want to get back to the back end real quick, what I do, I'll just close that and then come right back to where I was. That's why I like to right click things and open them in a new tab. Or set it up so that if somebody clicks this, it's going to automatically, remember the little checkbox under the gear icon, it's going to automatically click, boop, open a different tab. Because I don't want them to leave the site. I want them to see what you need to see. When they close this, they're right back to where they started from. Okay? So I hope this is helpful. I know it got a little long-winded, but, it's just a matter of getting used to things. If you've ever used things like Microsoft Publisher, then things like this should look fairly familiar with you, because Microsoft Publisher was purely nothing but a WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get editor. So that's what this is. And then, of course, one of the things that when you and I talk, WordPress is doing away with their standard WYSIWYG editor, and they're going with something that they have named Gutenberg, which is brand new. Once you get a grasp on it, it's really easy. It's much easier, but it's just a matter of understanding it and getting a grasp of it. But now that's what I'm going to be doing, is teaching you guys one-on-one, or we can do a Zoom meeting and I can teach you as well. And I'll still be sending support videos like this. So look for them. Some of them, clearly I'm trying not to make it as long as this one is, but I don't know where you're at as far as what you understand with regard to the back end of WordPress or WYSIWYG editors. And so I'm assuming you don't know anything, and that's why I'm taking a little bit longer to show you this. But be happy to go over this with you again live on a Zoom meeting. And we can also bring in the rest of the staff when you hire someone that is replacing Krista. I'm happy to teach that person as well. And we can archive this library of tutorials so that they get hands-on instruction on the FripIslandLiving.com website items and not some other nebulous website. Anyway, that's it. I hope you have a great day, and call me if you have any questions. I guess that'll take care of that. Take care. Bye-bye.